I got the 3 fragrances from the Zed Creator collaboration with George Zaharoff that I paid for. This wasn't sent to me. If you want to see a receipt, you can DM me and I'll give you a fucking receipt. The 3 fragrances by the 3 content creators are the Siren, which is Curly Scents joint, TLTG, Business Over Pleasure, and the one that I'm going to be talking about today that I've been wearing all day, Stay Fresh Production, Brass and Soul. I think the Zed Creators concept by the mastermind George Zaharoff was great. And a little Snapple fact, I was gonna be part of this group. Now I decided not to continue and do this process because of a couple of things. And I'll share that with you guys, just giving you some transparency and some, real shit. The main reason is my gut. I always follow my gut. And if my gut and my instincts tell me that this isn't right, this isn't the proper time, situation, headspace, I can't go through with it because I'm not gonna be able to put in my all into something. And if I'm not gonna be able to put my all into something that's gonna have my name on it, I can't do it. I felt that there was a lot of content creators making their own fragrances. That shit was just gonna get saturated. And I just felt that just timing was off for me personally. Just a quick Snapple fact. So I'm gonna be completely honest, whether you believe it or not, don't give a fuck. I've been wearing this fragrance today, and let's roll my motherfucking music so I can give you my thoughts on Justin Copeland's Brass and Soul.
Sexy motherfucker. We're all alone. Yeah, for some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. So let's give you a little bit of presentation. I'll give you no breakdown, and then I'll let you know what I think. Here is the presentation of Brass and Soul. Love the color combination. Super sexy. Pebble grain leather look is fire. I love the font. Very retro style, art deco-y flow. Super sick. And then he's got musical notes around it, which I don't know if it's a particular song. Maybe he's a musician. Maybe something he wrote. I don't know. I can't read fucking music. I know what good music sound like. So I'll show you the presentation of the bottle, and most of the bottles look the same. Obviously, there's gonna be different color combinations, juice colors, or whatever. So I'll show you the bottle, and this is the Brass and Soul bottle. Again, the beautiful font, really nice, beautiful color juice, and it's got kind of like a, I wanna say, what is it, bronzish, rosé-ish kind of hue to it, right? Let me get my test strip out because I just wanna get a fresh nose of it, and I'm gonna give you my thought process while it dries down a little bit, and I read you the notes. And truth be told, I'm gonna treat this like every other video. I'm not gonna get into crazy OD details. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000, just like I do my other videos. So, Stay Fresh Productions joint. It's an EDP concentration. The top notes are citrus, bouquet aromatic, juniper, mandarin orange, watery notes. Heart is spicy notes, jasmine, gin, lily of the valley, geranium, bourbon, cypress. Bottom is smoky notes, patchouli, suede, moss, amber, cedarwood, vanilla, Bushman candle. The fuck is a Bushman candle? I have no idea. All right. So what I'm getting from this fragrance, that I wore a full day of it, there's 2 parts to this fragrance to my nose, right? The opening part is just a very fresh, aromatic, watery note fragrance. Now, it is a bit soapy. It is fresh out of the shower feeling, which is not something that I personally anticipated when I thought of Brass and Soul. I thought it would be more of a fresh yet smoky fragrance, more sultry. When I think of Justin, I think of a handsome dude. He's got a bassy voice, very suave, very even-keeled demeanor, as well as being a musician who's very talented. So the guy has a lot of pros on it, but when I get the opening of the fragrance, I don't see him. It could possibly not be his concept. I don't see him. I don't see what I know of this individual. What I'm getting is watery notes, freshness, fresh out of the shower, soapy vibes is what I'm getting from the opening. Now I do get the spicy juniper and slight smokiness when it starts to dry down on the skin. On the skin, it really does have a bright, shower fresh, clean opening, and the mid starts to transition a little bit into a smoky, spicy type fragrance. It's not a linear fragrance by any means. It just starts off very fresh out of the shower, soapy, watery, and then moves into kind of like a smoky vibe but still keeping a lot of freshness to this fragrance. Now on dry down, what I started to notice is more of the hide, more of the leather, more of the suede component. It made me feel like the cover. The material, that pebble grain leather really started to pop up at the true base. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the performance on my skin was not great at all. On my skin, which I've said tons of times, is like a sponge. Some fragrances just work very well, and some fragrances just get swaddled like a savage. So in this, that was one of those fragrances. On my skin, it didn't do anything more than 4.5 to 5 hours on my skin. Those 4.5 to 5 hours, majority of it was very bright, fresh, slightly floral, little bit of smoky nuances, and some leathery hides. So for me, in my personal opinion, I didn't see this fragrance as a Justin fragrance. I don't know his backstory. I didn't do much research on it because I don't do research on anybody else, and I wasn't gonna treat this one any different. Is it a good fragrance? Yes. Is it pleasing? Yes. Is it fresh? Yes. Is it versatile? Yes. Is it a panty dropper? No. Is it what I thought it would be? No. Does it perform very well on my skin? No. Is it worth the price point? Yes. The reason why I'm saying yes is because all these fragrances were priced awesome. And that was one of the intrigues that I liked about the whole Z Creator project, is that it wasn't going to be a $200, $300, $400, $500 fragrance. It's within that 120 space, or I'd have to look at the receipt of how much. I think they're like 119-ish or some shit like that. I'm glad that George was able to create something within that space. So for me, Brass and Soul realistically is gonna get a half a ball spray. It's not a full ball spray fragrance for me. I just had different thought process and different thoughts about it. Now to add extra subjectivity, if that's a word, I got my wife's opinion on these fragrances, and I asked her to give me 3 words of each one of these fragrances. So I'll give you her thoughts, and she's a fucking animal, which is why I love her. So I'm gonna give you the 3 thoughts, the 3 words that she associated with Brass and Soul. She said Irish Spring, obviously like the bar soap. She also said bar soap, but she meant bar soap. She's talking about like the shower gel concentration. So again, she's with the shower fresh vibe, and she's like, it reminds me of freshly cleaned laundry out of the laundromat. That's what she said, which again, I don't disagree with her on that aspect. I get a lot of freshness off of my skin and on paper. So half a ball spray it is. I mean, my nuts smell fresh, fam. I just wish they were blowing trumpets on my ball sacks or something. I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is? Biggest in the game. Smooches.
Cubaknow, what's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would